Thank you for joining us for College Commons Week as we explore the next steps in the college admissions process. My name is Janine Couture. I'm with the College Foundation of West Virginia. We're extremely excited to host our second annual College Commons Week event, an opportunity that allows us to work together with college campuses to help students navigate the college-going process. This afternoon, we are pleased to announce that representatives from New River Community and Technical College have joined us for this webinar series. Joining us from New River Community and Technical College is Director of Enrollment Services, Tracy Evans, and Director of Financial Aid, Trish Harmon. Thank you for joining CFWV for this new statewide initiative. Through this initiative, we aim to help West Virginia students and families prepare for and transition to college. As I get ready to turn the presentation over to our presenters, I'll ask that you use the chat box to ask any questions you may have throughout our time together this afternoon. Staff will address those questions and ensure that they are being answered before we conclude today's webinar. This webinar is being recorded and will be made available on cfwv.com later this week. With that being said, Tracy and Trish, welcome. And now I turn this webinar over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what I'd like to do is first welcome everyone to our New River family who has applied for admission. We are delighted that you have chosen New River CTC, and today we will assist you with these steps to enrollment. New River Community and Technical College was established in 2003 and serves 9 counties throughout southeastern West Virginia, including Raleigh, Fayette, Nicholas, Summers, Monroe, Mercer, Greenbrier, and Pocahontas counties. New River CTC has 5 locations: Beaver, Gent, Summersville, Lewisburg, and Princeton. I'd like to show you a welcome video from our president.
Welcome to New River Community and Technical College, and I'm Bonnie Copenhaver, the college president, and I am so excited to tell you about all the wonderful things that New River CTC has to offer. At New River, we live by the mission of providing accessible, affordable, and quality education and workforce programs. We serve a 9-county region in South, East, and Southern Central West Virginia. We have classes at our campuses in Beaver, Lewisburg, Princeton, Summersville, as well as locations in Gent and Arlington, and of course, we are online. New River CTC has over 60 programs and certificates, with more than 40 of those qualifying for free tuition through the West Virginia Invest Grant Program. From automotive, welding, business to nursing, cybersecurity to social services, our programs can help you reach your goal, whether you want to train for a career or transfer to a 4-year institution to continue your education. We hope to be a part of your college experience and would love to have you start with us. We're committed to your success and we are ready to help you.
Okay, after you have submitted your application for admission, once we have processed it, you will receive a welcome admit status email if an email was provided. If not, you will receive communication by U.S. postal mail. If you provided an email address, you will receive an email, and at a later date, you will receive, of course, a letter. This will be keeping you informed of your admit status. The email and/or letter will include important information and links. You may view the same information on our website on the Apply tab, and you can get started immediately with your steps to admission. An email address is assigned by New River after the application for admission is processed. Video resources are available under the Apply tab to assist you in finding your username, accessing your My New River portal, and many other useful items. Changing your major. If you change your mind before classes begin, and let's say you've decided to sign up for maybe LPN and changed your mind and decided now you want to do general studies, you are able to contact the Office of Admissions and change that major before classes start with us just by giving us a phone call. After classes start, you will actually need to complete a change of major form, and you will do that with your student program advisor in the Office of Admissions. After classes begin, you will see the Student Success Center representative on your campus. If you're uncertain of your major, We do recommend general studies as your program choice. Free career assessments are available in our Student Success Center, and I would recommend that you take advantage of those. Next steps for admission. You can scroll over Apply on our website, choose Ready to Apply where you actually completed your application, and underneath there you will see information on your next steps. This is where you will find your new student checklist, and you can download it or you can view it online. We will briefly review each of the checklist items. First one was apply for admission, which you've already completed. The second is to request to have your official transcript sent, preferably through the school's electronic service when available, to your campus student program advisor and admissions, or you can have them sent by mail in the sealed envelope. Please check your high school's website or call your high school for guidance when you're ordering your official transcript. A lot of students will call and say, we have no idea how to order our transcript, but most of the time the high school will provide that information directly on their website and can guide you through it. Transcript requests can also be done at a college. So if you went to, let's say, a particular college, visit their website and type in on their search bar transcript request. It will take you to the area, which is normally the registrar's office, to request your transcript. You need to submit ACT or SAT scores taken within the past 5 years from your date of application if you have not had college level English or math. If you've not taken the ACT or SAT and you're a new first-time freshman, you can submit your high school transcript for review. Upon determination by the Office of Admissions, a student may also be asked to perform the actual AccuPlacer placement test. If you've not met any of the criteria I stated above, you will need to schedule your AccuPlacer test with our Student Success Center. Apply for financial aid is the next step on our checklist, and Ms. Harmon, Director of Financial Aid, will talk to you shortly and do a presentation on that. Complete your student online orientation. Your student ID is provided to you in your welcome acceptance email. You may also access orientation on our website under the Apply tab. And online orientation is required for you to register for your classes and if you are certificate or degree seeking. Once all of the items that we have discussed are complete, you may call your student program advisor in the Office of Admissions and schedule your appointment to register for classes. Important dates may be found on the academic calendar. You can also find this under the Apply tab, and this would be showing you if new student registration is currently open at the time. Fully admitted versus conditional admit. When you have completed your admission file, which means all documents requested have been submitted, you are considered fully admitted. You may not receive financial aid or loans without being fully admitted and registered for your classes. Conditional admit means that we are waiting on documents such as official transcripts and/or test scores, and therefore your file is not complete. Advising. The Office of Admissions advises and registers new students, with the exception of those seeking a selective admission program, such as paramedic, EMS, LPN to RN, for example. Once the admission criteria is complete, those students are referred to that select admission department for advising and registration. Pay tuition and fees. A student will need to pay their tuition and fees by the last day to register for classes as outlined on our academic calendar. If the student has questions, they may call or email the business office. A student may see their balance in their Monday River account after registering for their classes, and the bills are also emailed to their New River student account. Purchase your books. You may purchase your books online through our bookstore. Under the Apply tab, you will find student resource videos. Information on how to order your books may be viewed here, and a written step-by-step guide is also available. I would suggest that you don't remove the plastic from your books just in case until the first day of class, of course, just in case you change your mind, decide maybe not to take that class, or if you would need to return the book. You are now ready to attend classes after we've discussed the steps to get you to that point. Adding and dropping a class. A student may add or drop classes through the first week of class, which is referred to as the schedule adjustment period. If they're a new student, they will take care of this, of course, in the Office of Admissions. After this period, a student may withdraw from one or more classes. A student will see the Student Success Center to complete this process. The academic calendar will show the date for the last day to withdraw for the semester and receive a W as a grade. I have provided admissions contact information. And that way, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and call. We'll be more than glad to assist you in the process. Thank you for allowing me to share, and I do appreciate your time and can't wait to work with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining us this afternoon, and now let's discuss financial aid and how you can get your bill paid. Tracy. All right. The first step is to apply for financial aid. You can log on to our website and click on financial aid, and it will take you directly to the website where you need to complete your FAFSA. When you are looking to fill out your FAFSA, you want to select the 21-22 school year if you plan to attend in the fall and or the spring. You want to use your 2019 tax information to complete the 21-22 FAFSA. Now, New River's CTC school code is a 039603. And sometimes there's confusion because students are wanting to know, well, I'm attending the Raleigh County campus versus I'm attending the Greenbrier Valley campus. The very same school code is used for all campuses. And make sure that you are using the school code for New River with the Beaver, West Virginia address, because there is a Dublin, Virginia, New River out there that sometimes students do get confused with. So make sure that you're using the Beaver, West Virginia address and the same school code, irregardless of what campus you're attending. Now, very important dates to remember when you're filing your FAFSA. You want to do it as soon as possible. But there are state grant programs, and their deadline is July 1st. They did extend it just as of this week. They extended it from April 15th to July 1st. So you definitely need to get your FAFSA done prior to July 1st to be considered for the West Virginia State Grant. There's no additional application or anything required for this. Promise Scholarship, I'm sure that high school students are aware of this. Their high school counselors have discuss this with them. The FAFSA deadline for that has also been extended to July 1st, but you also must complete the Promise Scholarship application on the CFWV website. West Virginia Invest, this is a program that pays for tuition and fees. There is a separate application for West Virginia Invest, but first of all, you need to complete your FAFSA, and that's at studentaid.gov. Once you've completed your FAFSA, you need to then go and complete the West Virginia Invest application on the CFWV website or the West Virginia Invest website. Once the free application for federal student aid is completed or is logged into and you have identified yourself and set up user IDs and password, then they're going to collect some demographic and financial information from you and or your family. They will use this information to calculate how much is expected for your family to contribute. We as a college will use that EFC to determine eligibility and to offer you financial aid. And it is available in both English and Spanish. In order to fill out your FAFSA, you can do it on the web. You can do it on your cell phone. You can fill it out by paper. You have to request the paper application. You can do it on the phone. with a representative from FAFSA, or you can go to FFA Access to CPS online and fill it out there. The benefits of using FAFSA on the web or My Student Aid. When you're filling it out online, there's built-in edits. It will not let you go anywhere until you complete that process, or you will get rejects. Therefore, you're not waiting on the paperwork to be submitted and then for them to notify you that it's being rejected for whatever reason. If you're filling it out on the web, it will not let you go or submit your FAFSA until you've completed the process. Also, there is the advantage of the skip logic. If you answer a question a certain way, it will automatically take you to the next section of the FAFSA that you need to complete. Therefore, you are not completing sections on that FAFSA that is unnecessary. You have the option of using what is called the Irs Data Retrieval tool, and this is built right into the FAFSA application. It will ask you if you want to do this, and what this does is log you in directly to the IRS website. They will ask you for your personal information regarding your tax returns, but then they will actually download that information right into your FAFSA for you. So therefore, it lessens the chances of mistakes and so forth. Okay, other benefits is you've got a more timely submission. If you're filling it out by paper, it's going to take 6 to 10 weeks to get processed. If you're filling it out online, then therefore you are getting it processed within 24 to 48 hours. There's also more detailed instructions for help with the common questions. You have the ability to check your status online. And this will also simplify the application process in the future, because at that point, you have already set up a user ID and you have set up a password so you can log into your FAFSA at any point in time. You can make changes, you can look at it, see where it's at. And then next year, a lot of your demographic information is already going to be there and you do not have to complete that part of the FAFSA. General information that's going to be asked, you're going to have your social security number available. Make sure that when it is being filled out, that you are the student, that you are the one that is providing that original demographic information of social security number, name, and all of that kind of information. Your parental information will be asked for later, and parents will need to submit or will need to provide their social security number. But just remember, pay very close attention to what social security number you're using, and that this is your student application and not your parents'. It's going to ask for citizenship status, marital status. It's going to ask if there's ever been any kind of drug conviction of possession or sale. And this is mainly for returning students, because they would have to have been receiving financial aid in order for this to affect them. Selective service registration, males 18 and over need to have registered with the Selective service. It will ask for that information, and it will also give them the opportunity to have the FAFSA. You mark on there that you want them to register you so they can register you for the Selective service if you give them permission. And it'll ask for the highest education level that is completed by your parents. Dependency status, there's going to be questions on there. And this is one of the questions that sometimes throws students, but there's going to be specific questions on the FAFSA. If you answer no to all of those questions, then you are dependent. So therefore you provide parental information. If you answer yes to any of these questions, then at that point you are independent and you only provide student information. When we look at dependent students, we're looking at tax income, tax and income and dislocated worker status, any type of other federal benefits, assets, and untaxed income. Now, one thing to keep in mind When you're filling this out as a dependent student and you're filling out parental information, you are using parental information of mom, dad, if they're still currently married, or if one of them has remarried, you're using the information of the dependent parent along with a step parent if they have remarried. The non-custodial parent does not need to provide information if there is a step parent involved, but the step parent's information is required at this point. Again, we're just looking at information, the very same income information if you're independent, but we're also looking for spouse information if you're filling it out as an independent student. If you have questions regarding your dependency, it is suggested that you contact your financial aid office and let them direct you as to where you need to go from there. Signatures are required. When you're filling it out online, you can sign the FAFSA online electronically. And how you're doing that is using your FAFSA ID, or you can actually mail in a signature page, or if you're filling out the paper FAFSA, you just sign the paper FAFSA. But one thing to remember, there is a student and one parent signature required for dependent students. Both parents do not have to electronically sign or paper sign. One parent only and the student. If you are independent, it is only the student signature that is required. Frequent errors, you're going to, again, I stress, make sure that you are putting your Social Security number on there until you get to the point where it's asking for parental information. Then you use parents' Social Security numbers. It will ask you specifically. If mom or dad is filling out your FAFSA, make sure they have your Social Security number and that they're not listing theirs. If you're another problem that we have sometimes that we run into is divorced, widowed, or remarried parental information. Again, we're only looking at the custodial parent. So if that custodial parent is divorced, not remarried, we're only using the custodial parent's information, the same with widow. And again, if that parent is remarried, then we want step parent information. And untaxed income is something that students have a tendency not to include. Again, follow your drop-down boxes, follow the instructions. They're very much laid out. It's telling you exactly what you need to include and what you do not need to include. Household size, it defines exactly who you are supposed to be including in your household, which members of that household that are in college along with you and which ones can be counted. And real estate and investment net worth is another big mistake we find. We do not ask for the home that you live in for that real estate investment or the value of that. When it's asking for real estate and investment, it's asking for rental property, vacation homes, anything like that, but not your actual residential home that you live in. That is not counted as real estate. West Virginia Invest. West Virginia Invest is a fairly new program. And in order to qualify for Invest, you must be a legal resident of West Virginia for at least 1 year. You have to have graduated from a public, private, or homeschool program or have successfully passed the high school equivalency test. You cannot already have earned a college degree, be it associate or higher. You cannot have already earned 90 hours of college credit. Again, you need to complete the FAFSA. That is very, very important. And then you need to complete the West Virginia Invest application. You must meet the minimum requirements for admissions. Therefore, you must be fully admitted to the institution. You must register for at least 6 credit hours. And you have to be willing to make a commitment to improving the state by living in West Virginia for at least 2 years after you receive this money upon graduation or stopping or withdrawing from school. For the past year with COVID, we have not had the 2 hours of unpaid community service, but that is part of the requirements under the West Virginia Invest. And so I'm not sure at this point whether they will reinstate that community service requirement in the fall or not, but right now that is not a requirement that is being looked at. You must pay for and pass a drug screening no more than 60 days prior to the start of each academic term. And they're actually looking at changing this, that you only have to have that drug screening once every academic year. But this is something that you are responsible for paying for. Now, New River does offer over 40 programs that are eligible for the West Virginia Invest Grant. So this means that you may qualify for free tuition for these programs. And be very careful when you're looking at free tuition. We're not talking about all of the fees that may be associated with a program, but just the tuition and fees that are associated with that program. We have associate degrees, we have certificates, and this is the list of the ones that could be eligible for it, and they are listed on our website. And here is the financial aid contact information. If you have questions, please notify the financial aid counselor at the campus that you're planning on attending. If you have questions about your dependency status, if you have questions about emails that you may receive, once we receive your FAFSA, because we will be sending emails requesting additional information regarding that, all of this will go into your New River email account. So be sure and watch those. And if you have questions, this is the contact information. And where to go for student resources. The Student Success Center is very, very helpful. They are committed to providing all the students any opportunity to achieve academic success, student placement testing, tutoring, anything that they can do for you, they're more than willing to help you with. So be sure and contact them if you have questions about, anything. They're there to serve you. You can sign up to receive text messages, and this will help you with your success. And if you just feel overwhelmed, call them and someone will help you. The New River CTC online bookstore, this was something that Tracy briefly covered on what you needed to do. The bookstore is available. Once registration starts, they do open up the bookstore. What will happen is once we process financial aid, we will memo money out there that you can get your books using your financial aid, or you're welcome to use your own funding. The bookstore website is on our New River CTC website. And then we also have a bookstore scholarship application. You may want to look at that. That is worth $500 per semester, so that could help you with your books. Again, this is money that is put out on the bookstore for you to purchase books. The emergency alert system, this is something that students sign up for via text, email, and this will provide you with information as far as weather alerts, if the campuses are going to close, or if there is some other reason, water issues or anything like that, you'll get a text message if your campus is closed. It's very important that you sign up for this so that you can be advised on what's going on, and you log into your college portal. The website is listed, and you just sign up for your alert system there. Again, I want to thank you for participating today, and we look forward to seeing you at New River.
Thank you so much. That information was filled with wonderful information for students, definitely helpful with students interested in the college transition process and attending New River. One question that has been commonly asked by students is, what does parking look like at your campus? Is there a fee?
We do not have a parking fee at this time. We're not charging a parking fee. Parking is plentiful here at Beaver County campus, Raleigh County campus, excuse me, in Beaver, Gent, plenty of parking, Lewisburg, all of our locations have enough parking. It's not very crowded to where you're going to come in and not find a space by any means.
Great, thank you. And then what are your dining options available at each of your campuses? Are there dining options on your campuses, or? Well,
We have wonderful vending machines. They're absolutely amazing. At some of our campuses, we do have vendors that provide, of course, the options in the vending machines to get the boxed, of course, refrigerated meals, those type of things, Hot Pockets, and of course your chips and your sandwiches, your different things. Here at the Raleigh County campus, we're lucky enough to be able to go over to the Higher Education Center, and we also are able to use the food vendors that supply food for them as well.
great. And the final question is, what can students do outside of the classroom to be more involved on each of these campuses?
We have several. We have the Student Government Association. We have the Social Services Club. We have several clubs and organizations that do things within our community, which are excellent, and give the students, provide them an opportunity to do things within the community, to give back to the community, and also to make long-lasting friendships. And then oftentimes in some of the things that they're doing, it provides them with some leadership opportunities.
Wonderful, thank you. I think those are all the questions that I had today. Is there anything you'd like to add for students? Any advice?
I would say keep your head up. If you start struggling in any manner, definitely reach out. Let your instructor know. Your faculty member is definitely, they're human. They're going to understand, but you need to be honest and let your faculty member, your instructor, know what's going on. And definitely reach out to our Student Success Center for assistance, and don't wait until it's too late. Start that process early. Don't wait till midterm. Go ahead when you see that you start struggling with anything. I would suggest reach out then and find someone that you feel comfortable with, and be sure and make that relationship to where you want to come back, and when you are having trouble, that you feel secure to talk to them.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank the team from New River Community and Technical College for joining the College Foundation of West Virginia during College Commons Week. Please be sure to reach out to them with any questions you may have, and thank you for those who have joined us to participate in this webinar series. If we could be of further assistance, please reach out to us at cfwv.com. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great evening.
Thank you all.
Thank you.